Hello everyone, JSimLady here. Welcome back. I am doing another, I guess, remodel or actually like redecoration of a house that I did previously. This one I did for my base game only save file. And I loved it so much. I loved the way that it turned out so much that I wanted to just add some expansion pack stuff to it that I thought would enhance it and give it even more of that feeling and vibe and everything that I was originally going for. And I wanted to use it in my all pack save file. I do have all the major expansion packs, all of the game packs, and all of the stuff packs. I do not have all of the kits, and I probably will never have all of the kits. Most of them are cast kits, extra, like the swimming suit one and all of that, extra stuff like that. I think I can get away with not having those, but also I'm probably not gonna buy any kits going into the future. So I've mentioned this on a few other videos. I don't plan on buying a ton more content for The Sims 4. In fact, I bought the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack only because it's looking more and more like the rumors are true. And at least this version of The Sims 4 is coming to an end. And, and so, I wanted that one last expansion pack just because I've bought every major pack for every major title in the Sims franchise since 2000. I've had them all, and it just felt weird to just end it and not get that one last expansion pack for the one final Sims game that I plan on buying. So yeah. It was kind of a nostalgia thing and kind of I don't know, I have a hard time with change thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I think you get what I mean. But for the kids, that's just bonus content. That's aesthetic content. For the most part, it doesn't add a ton to the game. There are a few kits that do add a few really cool things to the game that I would recommend, absolutely. And if you want to see a video about that, I will absolutely do a video about that. But yeah, I don't necessarily recommend buying every single kit. If you don't like it, don't buy it just to have it. It really is more or less the marketplace, but not being on the marketplace. And in fact, that feeling that kits are the marketplace without being on a quote unquote marketplace is so spot on that they're even putting kits into the new marketplace that they're making, and they're not having kits as basically bite-sized expansion packs anymore. And that just adds to the feeling that kits always were just marketplace items just sold outside of a marketplace so as not to upset people, you know what I mean? For the record, I also do not think I'm going to buy from the marketplace unless I get free moolah, the new marketplace money. Unless I get free moolah for doing something in the game, then I will use that free moolah to purchase small items or whatever from the new marketplace, which is kits and then custom content. from custom content creators. That's what the basis of the new marketplace is going to be. But yeah, I have no intention of spending real life money on the marketplace. If we get enough points or moolah to buy stuff, then sure, why not spend them and support custom content creators, right? I mean, if I'm getting it for free and they're still getting paid, then absolutely. And there are games. Minecraft is not one of them, but Disney Dreamlight Valley has a premium shop, and you can get Moonstones, their premium marketplace sort of thing, money. You can get Moonstones for free, a very tiny amount, a very, very tiny amount. They really want people to spend real money, and so they've been raising, or actually, honestly, their premium shop prices have always been astronomical, if you ask me, ridiculously high, but it's gotten worse as time went on. And on top of it, they're giving out less and less free moonstones. So it's making it even more expensive because they're forcing you to spend real money, which is why I'm no longer participating in Dream Snaps or buying stuff off the premium shop on Disney Dreamlight Valley either. I understand that this stuff is predatory. I get that. I never said don't boycott, don't get angry, don't refuse to spend your money in these marketplaces because they're a good thing. I don't like them. I do own a number of things from what amounted to the Sims 3 marketplace, and I cannot for the life of me, because people are right, that stuff was expensive. And I do remember, number one, back then I had a newborn baby. Well, no, by the time the Sims 3 marketplace came out, I don't think I had a newborn baby anymore. I think she was a little bit older by then. But regardless, I had a very young child. Very, very young child. And we had no money back then. Like, having a young child and having a disability, and that young child having a disability as well, life was very expensive for us back then. And there was no way I was able to afford the Sims 3 marketplace. I did buy one thing. I bought the casino and the casino world, I think. Or did I just buy the casino and the casino items? I may have just bought the casino and the casino items. I can't remember now. But at any rate, the point is, I could not for the life of me figure out how I got so much stuff off of there. Then someone mentioned that you could get free whatever the Sims currency was, Sims points or whatever. You could get them free. It's doing stuff in the game or something. I don't know. They didn't elaborate. I have no recollection of it. But it does explain why I have so much small marketplace items, a dress, a plant, whatever. Probably because I earned free points, like a lot of free points somehow. And I'm guessing some of those items were free from time to time, like there were sales or promotions or whatever. And some of those items would be free from time to time, because I have a lot of items and I know I couldn't have afforded them back then. They're ridiculously expensive. And I don't think I would have done much shopping on the marketplace had I not have gotten them for free. So the point is, I have never I didn't buy anything from the Sims 2 marketplace at all. Not one thing. I've never supported these things. I've never been happy about these things. I've always thought that they were incredibly overpriced and predatory and obnoxious, all going all the way back to 2000. I do not support this. I am not happy about this at all. But I'm not angry at the custom content creators who decided to join in the marketplace either. It gets them exposure, it gets them more money. Let's be honest, they're only allowed to charge for early access on their own Patreons and websites. So it gets them more money because this way they will get a percentage of the sale as long as the item stays on the marketplace. So basically forever. I can't fault them for wanting to do that. I'd do the same thing if I was in their position. Nobody should be working for free. Ever. The expectation that we should get custom content, especially in the form of new meshes and animations and things like that, someone else should give us their time and effort for free always, is a little ridiculous. Do I think that it's very steep prices, that they are putting very steep prices on everything? Yes. I do think that that's a little ridiculous. I don't know. There's pros and cons to this whole situation, and it's complicated and not easy. Not easy. So, anyways, I just wanted to make my feelings known. I'm not happy about the marketplace. I'm not gonna participate in the marketplace. But I'm not gonna boycott custom content creators. Not that I use custom content anyways, but you know what I mean. Just because they participate in it. I think we've swung the pendulum too far. And we need to find a better, more constructive way to handle these situations as a community than abuse and harassment of custom content creators and of people who have a differing opinion about things than yourselves. And I'm not saying anybody that watches my videos are like that, but Twitter is a great example. The people on there are obnoxious, and some of them don't even play The Sims or any of the other games that are talked about when comparing things. So, in reality, they just need to get a life and be ignored and not be responded to. But, anyways, I'm not even going to use Twitter anymore, by the way. Well, I will and I won't. I'm still a very, very, like, a micro-sized content creator, so I have to post my stuff everywhere, whether I like it or not. But I personally will not be participating in Twitter anymore because people there are just dangerously obnoxious. No joke. So back to the house now. I didn't want to just take all the base game stuff out and replace it with expansion pack stuff just for the sake of having a house full of all expansion pack stuff. I loved that kitchen. I thought that kitchen turned out really great. So I wanted to leave the kitchen and just brighten it up and go with a brighter aesthetic and a lighter, more what would you call it? I kind of wanted to go slightly less formal and a little bit more informal is what I was trying to do. Not that white trim and doors and furniture and everything is less formal. It can actually be very, very formal, but I feel like the way that I set it up makes it a little bit less formal. You know what I'm trying to say? Anyways, yeah, I didn't want to come in here and wipe everything out and trade everything for expansion pack stuff just for the sake of having expansion pack stuff. Like I said, I love this house. I love the way it turned out. And I just wanted to enhance that by adding things that I thought would have gone well in here from the beginning of the expansion pack stuff. So yeah. Good news if you made it to this far in the video. I got a better internet connection now. We actually moved the router in here, and so far, fingers crossed and knocking on wood and everything, it's still working great for the rest of the house. The rest of the house is still responding really well to the Wi-Fi. There hasn't been any issues so far with moving the router all because like it's hard to explain, but this office is on the far end of the house, and like the main area of the house where we mostly use the internet outside of my gaming stuff is literally all the way over on the opposite end of the house. And so I was a little bit worried about moving the the router into here and everything working off the Wi-Fi from it being in the bedroom, but it turned out fine. And so now I'm wired directly into the router, which is wired directly into the wall, which basically more or less means I'm wired in now so I can live stream again and I can upload videos faster, which is going to cut down on my amount of time that it takes me to do videos. This is very exciting. Anyways, let's get into the walkthrough, shall we? Okay, so for those who haven't seen it, when I first made it for the base game save file, here is the outside. You can see that video. I will try to remember to link to it down in the description box, but there is a video if you go to my base game save file playlist showing how I actually created this house in the first place and decorated it. But here's the front yard. I added some more like lavender plants and stuff like that. Here is kind of the side yard that overlooks a small playground here. So I put a couple of chairs there and hopscotch and marbles for the kids. We've got a little bit of a yard here that you can't do much with, but then we have a little space here where I could fit in a swing. I'm sorry, I think this swing might have been a bonus item from whatever pack it came with that you could only get if you bought that pack in like the first couple of months of its release. I really hate those items. Like, I love them. They're some of the best items often in their packs. Not always, but often. And they can never be gotten again. There's no way for you to get them. So that's kind of, yeah, I hate exclusive items for games like that. I mean, I get why games have them and do them, and I get why a lot of players like them. It's cool to have something that came out during an event in 2020 or whatever, and now you always have that memory to look back on. Yes, like that was fun. You got to participate in that event with your friends, or at least talk about it with your friends or whatever, and you got this cool item. But it should be more like trophies or badges or maybe small in-game items as a memento, as a knick-knack. What do we call them these days? Tchotchkes? I don't know. As a little decorative item, that sort of thing would be nice. But to have be really nice items, really beautiful well-made items like this and have them locked behind a limited time thing, that's so annoying. I hate that so much. And they do that on purpose to get people to buy stuff, which is, I get it, but it's annoying. Anyways, we have the pool area, fairly simple. I decorated it much the same way with the plants as the rest of the yard, keeping it pretty consistent. And I added a bunch of lounge chairs here, spaces for drinks and reading and everything. And then the pool, of course. I didn't do anything to the front porch. Let's go down to the main floor. So we have the living room here. I mostly just lightened and brightened everything up. I'll be honest, I do not love dark woods and heavy looking formal stuff. It's just not the aesthetic that I like. I like lighter, brighter, airier kind of things. So, yeah, I added a Coach bag, but I put it on the floor because that's how I feel about that. But this is like a house for rich people, so they would have a Coach bag for sure, and a robot vacuum into the closet there. But yeah, I didn't really change a lot as much as I just traded a few things for expansion pack items that I thought were cute. Same with the dining room here. I really didn't change much of anything at all. I just lightened it up to match the living room. The kitchen I didn't change other than to make all the cabinets white. That's literally all I did in there. The bathroom I also liked a lot, so I didn't mess around with that one. The biggest room that got the biggest change was the teen room because I felt like that was the area that could be enhanced the most by adding expansion pack stuff in. And so that's what I did. And it really truly did enhance this room a lot. Again, here I didn't add much except a few small items, the tablet and the marble jar, and then is this a hamster? I think this might be a hamster or a mouse. I can't remember. Can we see it? Oh, this one's a mouse. Okay. So, a little mouse cage, because I thought that would be cute for a kid. I didn't change their bathrooms or the primary bathroom at all, or the primary bedroom. I thought it was perfect just the way it was. And I didn't want to get rid of the base game stuff. I think I mentioned this earlier in the video. I didn't want to just get rid of the base game stuff for the sake of getting rid of base game items and putting expansion pack items in there. I wanted to enhance the build that I already loved by adding expansion pack stuff on top of it. And that's the cool thing about this game. You can have the base game and build really cool houses and then just enhance those houses with expansion pack stuff. And that's why you never need all of the expansion packs. In fact, let's check this one out. How many packs? Let's put this on the gallery. I'm sure I used a lot of packs. How many bedrooms is it? 3 bedrooms and I think 4 bathrooms, right? So I think I used a lot of packs only because I used one item from this pack and one item from that pack and stuff. But let's check and see what it says. Okay, I did use a lot of packs. But again, one item from this pack, one item from that pack, and you can easily not have that stuff. Like, what did I use from here? I used one light in the dining room from the Cozy Bistro kit. And that, you could easily keep the original base game light I had here or use a different light. I just put it in there because I personally really like this light a lot, and I never get a chance to use it because I think it's too fancy for the houses that I build usually, and I thought this was a good opportunity to use it. But you could easily get rid of this and just have some other light from another expansion pack or the base game light in there, and it worked just fine. Same with a lot of the other one-off items that I used. This could have been traded back for the original base game one I had in here. I just liked the daintier, smaller style of this one. But you could have easily kept to the original base game one I had in here, and it looked just fine too. So, you know, one-off items here and there, and they're not required. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying my channel. Don't forget that I do plan on live streaming at least a little bit more regularly now. I don't know when or how I'm gonna start that back up yet, but that will be on my More JSimLady channel here on YouTube and over on Twitch. I'm very excited about that, and now that I have better internet, I'll be able to upload more regularly. So that'll be something to look forward to. If you enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!